I think we need to speak about how it can be dehumanizing just laboring and then fighting for survival. On the other hand, there is no other hand. I know. I know that it is probably that we suppose. Yeah, and I'm trying not to put all those ideas in your head. Nigerians had in the past wondered if the police force would ever hit the streets. I remember half the argument during the NSAS was that the protest was also partly for their welfare. I'm not sure what they were thinking, but maybe there wasn't even much thought, just pretty much following orders. And I want to talk about the police today, and I'm truly trying to brace up for every commentary that may emerge from the conversation. I'm trying to expect that many of you may not speak in favor of them, but I'm hoping that we can look at the problem and reevaluate how this singular piece of the domino is reflecting on every other aspect of our collective society. It's also partly heartbreaking, if we're going to be honest, that people who serve anywhere for 35 years, how much more serve a country 25 years, 35 years, would begin a new kind of fight after 35 years. The fight that says, yeah, you can't feed. Let's just go to the Vanguard and report what's in the news. Welcome. The sun rises here. It's a pretty... I'm not sure what the weather is holding for us. It looks like it's really more intending to rain than the sun rising. Yeah. But it's a day given and we take it. But we insist that the sun rises here on the sunny side. My name's Joyce Onyemuwa is on duty today. So I think we'll just need to look into this story and... Let's talk. Retired police officers stormed the streets nationwide yesterday protesting poor pension and other living conditions. Aside from Abuja, the protest took place simultaneously in Edo State, Plateau, Kwara, Taraba, Cross River State, amongst others. In Abuja, the retired police personnel who defied the downpour protested at the National Assembly entrance gate, where they were joined by another group of protesters led by the convener of the Revolution Now movement, Omoyele Sowore. The retired police officers demanded particularly the removal of the Nigerian police force from the contributory pension scheme, CPS. Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun, in a swift reaction, stated that he was not opposed to the NPF's exit from CPS, adding that the issue of poor retirement benefits is also a concern for serving officers. At the entrance gate of the National Assembly, the protesters sang solidarity songs demanding the removal of the NPF's demanding the removal of NPF from the CPS, arguing that a situation where the average retired police officer takes home between 14,000 naira and 22,000 naira monthly as pension is dehumanizing. It truly is. It's almost shameful to even say from here. It's really shameful to say from here. 14 to 22,000 naira monthly. And so we're talking men who have served 20 years. Let's even share a story with you, as has been reported. This man says, and I quote, "I'm 67 years old. Many of us here are in our 60s and 70s. We have served this country faithfully and deserve to retire in dignity. The scheme has impoverished us. It is our right to demand better." Another protester said, "I'm receiving 20,000 naira as pension after serving for 35 years. This is the receipt. How can anybody survive this very harsh economy with this, let alone children and family?" Another retired ASP said, "I'm receiving 22,000 naira. And he said, "I retired as an assistant superintendent of police." And he says, and another person says, "I'm receiving 18,000 naira. I retired in 2010. And I don't think it's enough for us to say that they deserve it as much as something needs to be seen to be done about the issue. Let me share what's in the news. A retiree said, "My name is ASP Joseph Abdul. I'm from Bauchi State. For 9 months, they didn't pay my pension. Many of my colleagues in Bauchi have died because of lack of money. They were paying them 10,000 naira, 12,000 naira, and me, a retired ASP, received 14,000 naira." An officer who recently retired said, "I retired from the Nigerian Police Force 3 months ago, and I'm called to come and sign a consent form for collection of gratuity of just 3.6 million naira. I have served this country for over 15 years. This is disheartening when you hear our colleagues from sister agencies going home with something more tangible, some 30 million, others 20 million. Those agencies, we need to know them by name and place so that we can encourage our children to go get a job there." Okay. I don't want to ask the question if, the police officers are deserving. I mean, there is the cultural indoctrination. I don't want to call it indoctrination. I think there's a cultural pattern, the relationship between the Nigerian police force and the Nigerian, him or herself. And largely, I think it's really been a very sad development that has gotten worse over time. But with this sort of situation, I even would like to state from here that I think it's necessary that the Nigerian people support the police force. But the question is whether the Nigerian people think it's a worthy cause to support the Nigerian police force. Because for me, what I find particularly exhausting is when I see pockets of Nigerians fighting by themselves. So today, for example, is the Nigerian police force, and we're all just waiting, watching for them to get tired and go home. Or maybe if they are brave enough, they may do something enough that can stare one domino and we have the entire cards coming down. But everybody just appears to be sitting down and watching. And I think it also speaks to a collective mentality. It speaks to the spirit. It speaks to the will of a people. It speaks to the fact that we may be here, but indeed in spirit not be here. Kind of alive, but dead in a sense. Let's talk. It's 35 minutes past 12. It's that in one very direct sense, the Nigerian police force are out there in different parts of the country protesting. They are protesting what you have heard to be retirement benefits, like what they get for pension, what they get for gratuity. And you have men who have given just about everything that they are to a system that you think would dignify them during retirement. But that isn't the case. Now, it also speaks to what we should expect from the Nigerian police force if this is how we treat them financially. It also speaks to how much dignity we confer on them. It speaks to how much the country values them. It speaks to their utility. Because the problem here is if they are underpaid, then they are hands for hire, another body for hire, arms for hire. The list just goes on. So let's talk on Nigeria Info whether this is something that should be pursued to a conclusive and for a more beneficial advantage to the Nigerian people, because I think every sector in Nigeria needs redemption. So today, I guess, is the Nigerian police force. Tomorrow, it could be the medical sector. We've been on this whole medical sector conversation the last how many days, and you think you're fine now. Until I think it was yesterday morning, former Nigerian football star Sunday Olise reports that his brother died of malaria. I know you think you're good. I think you think you're good. And I think you're probably going to hear me say that and say, God will help us. You think God didn't help Sunday Olise's brother? All right. Nigeria Info is Open Thought Tuesday. Let's talk. Telephone numbers.
Okay, so mail line is 0201 277 0993, 0201 277 0993. For females, it's 0201 465 7190, 0201 465 7190. And WhatsApp number is 0809 597 5805, 0809 597 5805. Diaspora people can call in on WhatsApp.
It is work. Fun work. Let's talk. You're on the sunny side. We're Nigeria Info. Good afternoon to you. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Joyce. It's Emmanuel. I'm speaking.
Welcome, Emmanuel.
Yeah. It's painful, what our police officers go through, even those in service. Sometimes you go to the police station, a police station, might not have a working vehicle. You want to make, you want intervention, from the police. They tell you to go and hire a vehicle. I've been in that instance before, mobilization and so on. Now, when it comes to retired officer, even a CP, because if you listen to those police officers, they say from the rank of the CP downward, they have issues. It's when they probably get to AIG, DIG, and IG. That is when they kind of have so-called, when they retire. And it is unfortunate what the Inspector General of Police said yesterday, that some people who claim to be the friends of the police, might be the enemy. Are the enemy of the police, that the protesters should not allow their enemy to use them, against the police and so on. And I know he was referring to people like Showurea and the other. And I want to tell the IG, these people are not enemy of the police. They might be enemy of a inconsistent process, of which we seem to have a band A police officer, band B police officer, and band C police officer. Today. It would be good if we have a good process, that takes care of everybody. Our last year, there was a Navy officer who killed the son of a former Navy chief of Navy staff, if I'm not mistaken, and took the car away. He was to accompany the guy, to somewhere. And before he carried out that action, there is something playing in his head, that I probably worked for 35 years and won't be able to get the money to buy this kind of car. A lot of things plays out. So it is a thing of pride, that we have a police, in Nigeria that probably our friends visit, from outside the country. And then we have a police, that they are worthy of emulation, worthy of commendation, of which those people outside, who come, we look at our police and they will, you guys have a fantastic police officer. But today, what do we have? We have police officers, who are not looking well, who are begging money, on the road and on the streets, which is not speaking well of the image of the country. So for some of us who are saying the police should be well equipped, know that about it. I have gone through some brutality of the police, inconsistency, of the police and so on. But it's what the system has thrown up. So the IG should try as much as possible. I have always believed that if you want to change the system, what he said yesterday is, that changing the system is not as easy as these people have been shouting, for the past 10, 15, 20 years. So if they are resilient and they have the police car, to really change the system, they will change the system. It's just that they are always there, for the system to benefit them. And when they can take what they can take what they want to take from the system, they don't care about the people at the down of the ladder. But the people at the down of the ladder are these people, who really do the job. So they should do it in a way that everybody would benefit, from the system. Good afternoon to you.
All right. So thank you very much. Now, I fear that someone is going to call in with the same line of thinking, and I'm going to roger an assumption and say, no, let me wait. Let me be sure that someone else is going to go in this line of thinking, and then I will probably ask the intended question. You're on the sunny side. We're Nigeria Info. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Thank you very much for being here. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
My name is Robert.
Welcome, Rob. I've lost you. Make it back. Hello, the sunny side. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to Nigeria Info.
Good afternoon, Joyce. This is Kenny. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you, lady. So good to have you join our conversation this afternoon. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, the first thing I would like to start with is a Bible verse, Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 1. And it says that a good name is better than expensive perfume, and the day of death better than the day of birth. I think that's the Bible verse you were referring to a long time ago. But what I want to say is that the police, yes, they've not been so stellar, but it's time for us all as a people to, galvanize together and fight for them. Let them know that we have their back, that we want a better, welfare for them, a better retirement for them. It's a thing of dignity if our police are well dressed and that they have a well dignified retirement to go to at the end of 35 years, so that if any of them are, doing underhanded, practices, they will know that it's not because we were not there for them. It's that it's their choice. So I once upon a time I just asked them. One time I encountered a police officer and I asked him. And he told me that they have to pay for their uniforms, they have to pay for their shoes, every of their kit, they have to pay for it, and it's so sad. But one thing that is heartwarming to me is that I think I heard in the news on your radio station that the National Assembly has already put forth a bill, and the process is going through to take them out of the contributory pension scheme. I hope I heard correctly.
Okay.
Well,
thank you.
God bless Nigeria.
Yeah.
Good job, Joyce.
Thank you so much for calling. Really, I do appreciate. The sunny side. Welcome to Nigeria Info. How are you doing?
Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Speak up for us. We'd like to know your name. You can go ahead.
Yeah, let me remain anonymous.
Okay, but speak up for us. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead real quick.
Yeah, actually, what I'm about to say is that Nigeria is sick and we need a revolution. So, and it's not only the police that has the whole complications around. The whole situation is everywhere. The system itself is not working. So, and when the system is not working, then what do we expect from the government or from the people? So the police itself, like one of the callers just said, it was exactly, she was just speaking what I'm about to say. If you, as a police, you are being employed by the federal government, and you are not living on that system of privatization, where you buy things by yourself, you do everything by yourself, you are paying pension by yourself. So what's the standard of the security we're having in the country? So Nigeria is sick, and we need somebody. If Nigeria cannot get it right from the presidency, because everything lies on the presidency. Federal system, federal whatever, all these things lies on federal. So if the federal cannot get it right, the way we are singing, we kept singing, because the country need a good leader to put things right. It's not only the police. So I advise that the government, if they are listening to us, they should do something about the citizens, everybody generally, not only the police, because the country itself is sick. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling the sunny side. Good afternoon to you.
Joyce, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
My name is Robert. Thank you very much, Joyce. You see, what you receive as a pensioner is determined by what you were earning when you were still in active service. Okay? You cannot receive. You cannot be receiving 50,000 while in active service, and when you are retired, they will be paying you after your lump sum have been paid. Your monthly payment as a pensioner will be 100,000. No, it does not work that way. So the point is that those that are complaining, the policemen that are complaining, not only police, other workers, Nigeria workers that are being poorly paid today, if they retired, they will still go through what these policemen are going through today. That is the basic fact. But unfortunately, when I watched that video yesterday, I was so surprised that the people that were protesting, the policemen did not tear gas any one of them, like the way they usually tear gas innocent citizens. Even the Showore that always on their neck, any moment Showore was at the phone for them, they even stole his glasses. I can send the video to you where his glasses was stolen yesterday. Look at a man fighting for them. Unfortunately, those who were still in service, they did not even know. I saw some lower rank there, inspector and the rest, sergeant and co. They did not even know that one day they may go to what these people are going to. It did not come to their senses. They think that they will remain in service forever. So the bottom line is that if Nigeria worker salary is not increase up. Tinubu even try some 7,000 minimum wage now. If it is not increased to at least a very big level until somebody is retired, there is a necessity that person will face what these policemen are facing today when they retired. That's my contribution, Joyce. Thank you very much.
Sure. Thank you very much for calling Nigeria Info. You on the sunny side. It's Open Thought Tuesday.
Hello, good afternoon, sister.
Thank you very much for being here. So good to have you on the sunny side. Welcome. Could you please tell us your name?
Hi, good afternoon, Joyce.
Afternoon to you. Welcome. Tell us your name.
Okay, my name is Emmanuel.
Welcome,
Calling you
Emmanuel.
from Lekki,
Go ahead.
precisely.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Please go ahead.
Okay. A very good afternoon to every listeners of the Nigerian Info. If this program was to be a meeting, a village meeting like my village meeting, I would have said this program should be scrapped. This very topic should be scrapped out with 50,000 naira, and let anybody that want to oppose me with a huge amount of money. You see, this Nigerian police, the same people crying foul, are the same people that dealt with us during NSAS. What were we fighting for? We were all fighting for them to have a better government, for them to have a better place of work, for them to have the best of the best. They fought us to stupor. Now they are crying foul. What year foul are they crying? They are all comfortable in their zone. Let them remain like that to the end of this world. Let this punishment reach them, so that the time will call for protest, they will all come out in full mass. They've been enjoying themselves all this while. Good police is crying foul that they are not having pension, they are not being paid. Do they deserve salary? What are they doing? Come to the road and see what they are doing. They are already looking for Mercedes-Benz and G-Wagons. Are they protecting Nigerians? They should remain where they are. They should suffer like that.
Is it
Are we
possible?
all Nigerians? Which salary are they increased? Which pension are they paying? Have you forgotten that somebody came to a radio station and said teachers are being paid 7,000 naira and 4,000 naira? Why is police crying for and we all are putting our mouth for their case?
But isn't
Nobody
that
should
something?
bring police case to my brother's radio station in VA, Timiyang. Nobody should bring police case to that place. Let them sort themselves out.
Aren't you concerned that this is aren't you concerned that this could be a social vice eventually? That just because they are poor.
I don't bloody care. The whole police that are retired that are crying foul now, 80% of their children are still in police. Are people not seeing the difficulties in police and still joining police? So they have their way of making their money.
Is it also possible that they are joining the force because there isn't employment? It's like the same way you have pastors everywhere who, in my opinion, I think are calling themselves pastors because there isn't any employment.
As far as I am concerned, nobody should bring police case to my brother's station.
Who's your brother here?
The man that owns Nigerian Info.
Yeah. Thank you very much for calling. I'm off.
Thank you.
Indeed. We called it Open Thought. You probably wouldn't be too surprised when you hear something like that. We'll be right back.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
This summer, don't just take a break. Live in it at Zeba Beach Resort. Whether it's summer romance, a summer family escape, or that long overdue solo recharge, Zeba is your slice of beachside bliss. Let the kids roam free while you dive into delicious meals, refreshing ocean dips, and those unbeatable breezy vibes. From daily activities for both kids and adults, there's something for everyone. Just visiting? Don't worry, we've got you covered with our day passes too. Book your summer spot now at zebabeachresort.com or call 0704 730 0013.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
Lagos, don't forget that you too can win money on here on Nigeria Info, courtesy of oneplay.ng. Now, I know I have said this time and time again, but I mean, does the money ever get too much? All you have to do is go to the website www.oneplay.ng. That's numeral oneplay.ng. And when you get to that website, pick your station, Nigeria Info, follow the instructions, and in a few seconds, your ticket will be in the draw. A ticket is 500 naira, so you can play with 500 naira or more. And if you don't have a smartphone, well, not to worry. All you have to do is dial the code star 347 star 880 star 3 hash. Star 347 star 880 star 3 hash. Now, playing with 500 naira or more can also get your tickets in the draw. Now, remember that the more you play, the better your chances of winning every day. There's money to be won on the Money Crossfire. There's money to be won on WhatsApp Lagos. 3 people, in fact, win 25,000 naira on the WhatsApp Lagos show. And on Sunnyside, there's money to be won on there as well. Yes, there's also money to be won on Game On shows, weekday, weekend, money everywhere. But that's not even all, because every Friday there's a jackpot of 50,000 naira per show. And you, my dear, can get some of that money. All you have to do is make sure you're playing during the week, and automatically you get qualified for the weekly jackpot. Remember, your chances of winning are still the same. So whether you're playing on a smartphone with the website www.oneplay.ng, or you're doing it on a dataless phone or a small phone, yes, that small touchlight phone, if you're dialing the code star 347 star 880 star 3 hash, either ways, your chances of winning are still the same. Okay, remember to play responsibly, Lagos. Tell a friend to tell a friend. If you're under 18, this is not your group chat. Please, you can now excuse us. All right then, 18 and above, let's start playing and let's start winning. There's money on ground. Do you want to get it?
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
All right, so information I want to quickly share with you on WhatsApp. It's more what Nigerians are saying. Welcome to Nigeria Info on the Sunny Side. It's Open Thought Tuesday.
Okay, so this person says, good afternoon, Joyce. On the issue of pension, remittance and payments for the police, it's unfortunate that we citizens are protected to challenge the bad governance, but the police came out to attack protesters ignorantly. Romans 2 verse 6, for God will render to every man according to his works, justly as his deeds deserve. Police have collected their pension in advance through bribery and evils. This person says, good day, Joyce. About the retired Nigerian police officers who took to the streets to protest non-payment of their retirement benefits, demanding justice and financial support from the government. However, this protest has drawn widespread outrage from the public, who accuse the police of hypocrisy. Many Nigerians argue that 7 officers have long enriched themselves by extorting innocent citizens daily through illegal checkpoints, intimidation, and bribes. Complaints about these abuses often fall on deaf ears and results into further victimization of the complaints. In the eyes of many, the Nigerian police force has become synonymous with organized extortion, worse than armed robbers, making their cries for fairness ring hollow to the very public that they've continued to oppress. Sorry, I have no mercy for the Nigerian police, retired or still in service.
Okay, it's 1 p.m. When we return, isn't there a problem with being a part of the society with this force that we so hate? It's like you have a gangrene foot and it's part of your body. At what point do you have to admit you have to cut off that foot? Or you may go with the foot. The conversation continues on the other side of the hour. We'll be right back.
9.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
It's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Hello Lagos, it's 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Buluwati Fairjagade with the news update. The federal government is pushing cleaner transport with CNG. The Director General of National Automotive Design and Development Council, Oluwemimo Joseph, just wrapped up a 5-day training in Kano on fixing CNG tricycles and bikes. The goal is to build local skills and support the shift to safer, cheaper fuel under the presidential CNG initiative. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company says it's paid 6.96 trillion naira into the Federation account between January and May. June profits dipped to 905 billion naira, but
oil and gas output rose. It also reported progress on key projects like the Jalkuta-Kaduna-Kano gas pipeline, now 83% complete. And retired police officers on Monday blocked the force headquarters in Abuja protesting the contributory pension scheme. They demanded a meeting with IGP Kayode Egbetokun, who met them, expressed support for their concerns, but said the decision isn't his alone. He also warned them against external influence. And several states, including Enugu, Ondo, and Plateau, plan to reduce electricity tariffs for Band A customers from 209 naira to 160 naira per kilowatt hour, aiming to ease costs for consumers. However, power companies warn this could cripple the sector, citing 5 trillion naira owed to generators. While Enugu insists its new tariff follows due process, generation firms call the move dangerous, noting no official subsidies exist. More states with electricity regulatory powers may follow suit, even as distributors demand states cover any payment shortfalls. And the WHO says Israeli forces hit its staff shelter and warehouse in Gaza's Dar el Bala, disrupting aid work. Some staff were detained, others fled. The UN warns of worsening hunger, with 19 deaths from malnutrition since Saturday. That's all for the news. If you have a news report you want us to cover, call us on 014657175, 014657175. Thank you so much for staying with us. I am Buluwati Fair. Jagadele Sunnyside continues.
Quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
Always interesting.
So engaging. Sometimes
even mind-boggling.
Nigeria Info. Ask everyone. Anyone.
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
And you were there. So are we. 4 minutes past 1 p.m. 99.3 Nigeria Info. It's Open Thought Tuesday. And I think I want to go back to a few WhatsApp messages. And my thoughts before the break was, isn't it self-harming? Isn't it self-sabotaging? Isn't it undermining our collective well-being, our collective success as a people? When we I don't want to call it hate, but there isn't, any distant language from how best to characterize what we're expressing today on radio. And maybe there is justification for the verbalized hate towards the Nigerian police. But are we aware that to condemn them and be a part of the society where they are functional human beings, they become a kind of setback to us who are not within the police force, but yet live with them, trade with them, and maybe in a very direct sense still require services from them? I want you to contemplate that for a moment. We want to go to WhatsApp, and when we come back, telephone lines will be open. Welcome to the Sunny Side. We're discussing the Nigerian police. I guess this is probably the nth time, and this is one of many socioeconomic problems that beset the Nigerian people, and the way out of it. And I think we have done this thing where we attempt to advise the government on what they should do. One is going to assume that what should be done is quantum physics, that it needs to be broken down to primary terms for it to be understood. Well, that would be assuming the worst of the government that holds the hem of the country. But I think we have tried this thing. It doesn't quite work. So maybe something else will work. We'll figure that out in a moment. In the meantime, WhatsApp.
Okay, this person says, good afternoon, Joyce. This same issue is happening in Ogun State. That is the CPS issues. Do you know that Ogun State government workers have been on strike since last week because the past and present governor of the state are also not paying workers pension? Wow. This person says, during the NSAS protest, the police welfare was the main agenda, and we all saw how that ended. The recent bad governance protest was all for these same police people to use to intimidate and arrest protesters. I don't understand what you mean by that. He says, now you are crying for help when you have warded off those who wanted to help you. This person says, good afternoon, Joyce. In fact, that is the more reason why there are lots of corruption in this system. I think he says they are the reason why. It says those in service are aware of what is going on with the retirees, so they want to go and get what they can, because they know that after service nothing good will come their way. This person says the Nigerian police issue is about a systematic failure. It will be a waste of time trying to fight for justice for the police institution alone. It won't work, because the police is a part of the problem of the country. The entire country should be totally and sincerely restructured. Nigeria is simply not working in all ramifications. Take it or leave it. Thank you.
Okay, wait. Fighting for the police. There's a supposition that the police is independent of society. Is it also maybe worth re-observing an open thought that when we say we are fighting for the police, we are in an indirect sense fighting for ourselves? And I want you to think about it, because I'm a little overwhelmed by the level of decay, the level of corruption, and all the plenty talk that goes nowhere. And I'm wondering whether we truly comprehend our lack of interest, our lack of involvement, our passive state of mind, or maybe even language, our decision to not be offended by the paralysis in the system, to require seriously that something changes. So, I want to leave it there at your feet and wonder whether you are picking up what I'm putting down, and then you can call me and tell me what you think about the proposition that maybe the Nigerian people should begin to shoulder some kind of responsibility, and maybe in a very collective sense, not in an individualized sense, because what can we truly do individually? You see that. Welcome to the sunny side. It's Open Thought Tuesday. We're talking about the Nigerian police force, and I guess the retired ones have finally found both courage and their voice to hit the streets, requiring that the government does something about retirement benefits, and this has got to be one of many sectors that maybe want to also hit the streets. And maybe those who think it's pointless hitting the streets will just resort to corruption, because if I can do it in the dark and get away with it and still come out and claim to be a noble, righteous man, why shouldn't I do it? We're talking on the sunny side. We're live streaming on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM on YouTube. My name is Joyce. It's 9 minutes past 1 p.m. Thank you very much for being on the sunny side this afternoon. Good afternoon to you.
Hello.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome. Tell us your name. You can go ahead.
Yes, my name is Samuel. I'm calling from Ikoyi.
Welcome, Sam.
Yes. You just logically brought an idea, or you just sparked an idea that came into my mind. At least I've been listening to this program, and you just sounded alike as what I wanted saying. So the thing is, we as citizens, we have to do something, not just complain and complain. I think we need to reorientate ourselves, and change begins with us in the smallest way. So let's begin to model the kind of system, the kind of things we want to see, irrespective of the odds. And then gradually.
Please go ahead. I'm here. You have me.
Hello?
Here, you go ahead, please.
Yes, because the corruption actually that we're complaining about started from somewhere. They say the tiny drops of rain forms an ocean. Yes, the tiny drops of corruption has formed an ocean that we are complaining. Now, let's start from a tiny drop of sincerity, honesty, sincerity of purpose, and everything good that we want in ourselves. Let's start it, and then we'll see it materialize. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Lagos, given what you have just heard the last 2 minutes, do you suppose that there is no obstacle that can be in our way, or maybe there is an obstacle and our point of view doesn't allow us the vantage point of seeing what the issue can be if we all collectively decide to remodel our thinking in hopes that we can remodel the world outside of us? We're going to go to our WhatsApp caller. Hello, you're on the sunny side. It's Open Thought Tuesday. My name's Joyce.
Yeah,
you have to turn off good. You know what I need you to do, right?
Okay.
Thank you.
This is Bio. Yeah, thank you. This is Bio doing badness on the line.
Okay.
Now there's a point in time, if we could all remember, where someone came from the overseas. Instead of lodging into the hotel, he was so convinced and confident of the police somewhere at Oshodi, the police station. And what happened? The police knew he had something on him, and before that time, he was murdered. So I think the present police that are serving should take a cue from this. If they can, try as much as possible to treat the citizens in fair justice. I think that's when the public, the masses, will believe in even standing up for the retired policemen. So please, I want, when we see policemen extorting citizens on the road, they should see.
Wait, can you stay still so that there isn't you and whatever else is getting in the way of the point you're trying to pass across?
All right, thank you. So I think let the police that are serving for now, they should try as much as possible in ensure.
Pardon me, could you bring it back?
The people, I mean the police that are definitely serving, they should try as much as possible to behave normal. It's from there people will understand that yes, they have actually reformed. So that if they retire, people will always stand up for them. So that's just the point I'm trying to make. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling me. 99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. Welcome to the show. Welcome. What's your name?
Yeah, good afternoon. This is Akin calling from Lekki.
Welcome, Akin.
Yeah, first I'd like to commend all you do and everything with everyone in that station. I'm always glued to the channel, always listening in. You see, we have a problem in this country, and if we try to claim apathy, it will affect us directly or indirectly. I remember Uncle Jimmy Disu brought up some men, and then there was a time he was mourning the passing of one of them, who was also a military personnel, who died without receiving his pension. And the truth is, when you give a person the weapons in the space of, he's protecting the citizen, but you withdraw from him the means to actually feel like he's a person that has a life, you understand, that his payment is so reduced, there's no way he would not abuse the access to that weaponry. And I want Nigerians to actually understand that if we don't speak and if we don't support this set of people and we claim to hate them, it's not going to affect us in a good way at all. We are going to be on the receiving end, because at the end of the day, these people become guards and whatnots for the political class, and they are the ones that determine how much they are paid. It's just like the saying, he who pays the piper determines the tune. You understand? So we need to all actually understand, and I was happy when I saw Showore in their midst pushing for this. And the truth is, the IG, the AIG, all of them that are at the helm of power or are in the space to effect a change, I feel like they wouldn't, because it is a tenure. It is by appointment. And if this thing is not something that your principal is ready to do, you won't want to go against your principal, because the person that gave you the appointment could also terminate it. All we'll just say is it has been terminated, he has been replaced. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a sad state being a citizen of this country right now. But I just hope for the best.
So you see that. Thank you, by the way. The problem with hoping for the best is that you have to want it so bad that you're willing to give something in exchange for it. Now, the more I listen to Call the show, the more my brain is mapping out the ripple effects of one layer of corruption. So you have one layer of corruption where for example, let's just begin. I don't even think that's the root of it, but let's just begin from where the poor remuneration to the police officer, for example, in a sense, it's not enough to take him home. And then the system is fashioned in a way that he is not dignified. The system doesn't quite dignify him. And so his claim, because of the little color of authority that he has, he becomes somewhat psychotic with a gun in his hand. He becomes a man you can hire. Now, depending on his morality, not on the state, if he can get away with it, he will do exactly that. So now, depending on his morality, he can decide, okay, this is the evil I wouldn't do, or this is the one I will do. After all, how much is my soul worth if my kids are hungry? How much is my soul worth if my son is in the street a thief, or my daughter is in the street a prostitute? And so something else would have to be the guardrail to keep him from being one of our social problems. Now, from what we have seen, the way Nigerians complain about the Nigerian force, they have become a social concern. Okay, so now that's one. With being resident or being confined to a system that doesn't quite dignify them, it then begins to become a psycho-emotional problem to a psychic problem. So you have a mentality. So you see how a person can stay in a problem for so long, they become the problem. They become one with the problem. And when they stay in any society, him as a father in the home, his family models his thinking or models his behavior. Him in a society or in a community, depending on his position, the society also would model. The mentality trickles down. So you realize that the proverbial biblical phrase of him who has not, even that which he has will be taken away. Suddenly, it's no longer the police people did not see they didn't know that we were fighting for them. We now have a multifaceted problem, and every strand of that problem has 4 other problems attached to it. Let's go to WhatsApp. I think we need to, maybe as Nigerians, reevaluate our approach to problem solving. Even if you're going to protest, it's like if you're going to fight, you have to know what you are fighting. You have to know how to fight, because I think your adversary is tactical. Your adversary is strategic. Your adversary will come at you through every weak link, and you must also know your weak link. You must know where you need to improve on. I feel that social culturally we're becoming a very controlled people, a very silent people. We're becoming a highly evil people. We're becoming evil because we're weak people, because it really takes courage to be strong. So in the absence of courage, because the moment you have courage and you have strength to do the right thing, then you pretty much are fighting for the right thing around your environment. But if you're not fighting for the right thing in your environment, your immediate reflex or your tendencies is that you become the weakness in you, and you're weak. So chances are the first thing you will become, as a form of the physics of it, is that you transmutate into evil. There isn't any other science to it. So I think I'm making a case for, regardless of how much the Nigerian, or some Nigerians may hate the Nigerian police, because we are a part of them in the same society, can we admit that their fight becomes our fight? And it's still, I'm laying this at your feet for you to interrogate honestly. Let's go to WhatsApp.
So this person says, I had a chat with a policeman some years back. I asked him why our police is the way it is. His reply: Nigeria deserves the kind of police that she gets. In the same vein, I think the police deserves the kind of wages and pension they get. On a serious note though, our dreams as people will come through only when we revert to true federalism. The decay we are witnessing in our society is traceable to the unitary system we are operating, a system that has been robbing Peter to pay Paul since 1966 for 59 whale years.
Let's go to telephone lines. Hello, Nigeria Info. Welcome to Open Thought Tuesday.
Joyce, good afternoon.
Afternoon to you.
God bless you. About the police editing.
Can you tell us your name, and then you can go ahead?
Oh, sorry. My name is Sunday, calling from Bariga.
Go ahead.
I want to remind us about NSAS. What happened is the same police that the government used. Today, it has been their own turn. When they did peaceful demonstration, they went and blocked people, both in Alausa, everywhere. You see them sinking, throwing this in tear gas. And these are the people that have families as well. How much is their salary? They don't care. And now, when you see what is happening, they've sent them out of their police housing to go and look for their own accommodation using their own money. Why wouldn't they go out and then start stopping people by collecting 500 naira to 200 naira to make their own living? So I think it's real high time for them to realize that, yes, what others are fighting for is for their own benefit and that of their family as well. Thank you.
Can we admit that the police is honestly the making of this society? Because, I mean, I do understand that they have a responsibility. I truly do. And 100% so at that. But I also would like to add to that they are the society. The corruption is in the society. The little-mindedness is this Nigerian society. The vile is in this society. The arrogance, the thirst for power is in this society. The ignorance is the society. The foolishness is in the society. The abuse of office is the society. There's nothing that the force is that is foreign to society. So, okay, we're talking. It's Open Thought Tuesday. Welcome to the show. How are you? You ready? I cannot hear you. I'm going to ask you, please call back. So, Kemi, what's up?
Okay, so this person says, good afternoon, Joyce. I did a research on the Nigerian police, and this is what I found. The Nigerian police force officers are usually required to purchase their own uniform and shoes. This is a significant burden for many officers. Reports indicate that they are also required to pay for other items like boots, berets, and even materials for their duties. There are allegations that some of these officers in charge of supplying uniforms and other items turn the provision into a business, further contributing to the financial strain on rank and file officers, according to Punch newspapers. And it's so sad, Joyce. This person says, where does the Nigerian police loyalty lie? Is it to the Nigerian citizens or to the organized political moguls?
I think that they have no loyalty. If you pay them, they're loyal to you for as long as that money can hold them up. The next guy with a higher check,
a highest bidder.
Yeah, yes, because...
But is it not sad that they've now turned to, or it's not looking like there's a part of there's guns for hire, men for hire, escorts?
Look, I'm sorry, but these are looking like savages. It's a psychological breakdown, even on a socioeconomic level. It's 25 minutes past 1 p.m. We'll be right back.
Right back.
This is not just a debate. It's a battle of minds. A clash of brilliance. A war of words. And only one champion. One true champion will rise. The regional champions are ready. The stage is set. The stakes higher than ever before. Catch the I Beg to Differ National Finals live on all Nigeria Info FM and Kids FM stations nationwide. It's intellect, it's passion, it's the future in action. Debate redefined. The IBTD National Tournament begins August 11th, 2025. Only on Nigeria Info FM and Kids FM nationwide. For sponsorship, call 0805-581-5844 or email ibegtodiffer@nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
Everyone says I'm beautiful and bold. They say I'm fashionable. And to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
People say I'm good looking, funny, hardworking, and to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
So whether in the office or at home,
in the streets or on the dance floor,
anytime, any day, I never lose my confidence. And the secret to my confidence is Wazobia perfume.
Absolutely. Wazobia perfume gives the authenticity and long-lasting fragrance all day. That's my secret confidence.
Wazobia perfume is available in body spray.
Also available in supermarkets and markets near you. Wazobia perfume, the correct scent.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back. On 99.3 Nigeria Info. You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
Oh, yeah. 27 minutes past 1 p.m., 99.3 Nigeria Info. And you want to go to WhatsApp?
Yes.
You want to say something? All right, welcome. It's Open Thought Tuesday.
Okay, so I asked a question before now. You were talking, the last statement you made about the police force and everything. I said, what if the Nigerian police force, what if at the time when they were supposed to fight, because it looks like, oh, they've been dehumanized to a certain level. What happened in the beginning when those salaries were given out and they saw what they were getting? Why didn't they speak then? Why did they now decide to now resort to staying at road checkpoints and all the other things that started to come out of it? And now it's like they've gotten to the point where there's no going. So who's to blame at this point in time? Because if we say let's blame them, there was something that happened before them. So
I would blame the state. The burden is on the state because the state is of more authority and power than the men who make up the
police force.
The force, yeah.
Okay, so now who is the state?
The state is a body of laws with a human person given authority to enforce the laws. So automatically, the state has authority, has power, has jurisdiction, has the approval by law to enforce the laws. So when the person who has that position fails, the system collapses. Now remember that the man owes himself, which is where I think a person holds himself to a value or holds himself to a standard.
Yeah.
Now he has that to model him as a kind of a guardrail for how he models himself or navigates his way in life. But the state has more authority than he does. So the person to blame would be the function of state or the aspect of the state that exercises superior authority over the person. When the state fails, if the man who isn't guarded by his philosophy or morality is a brick in the structure of that system, then it falls. The reason why some systems wouldn't fall when the one at the top has failed is because there are people who now are not being upheld. Their guardrail is not the state.
Yeah.
It's now a personal philosophy. So a man would not steal when he is in a system of people stealing.
Yeah,
so now it's not his environment anymore. It's a personal thing now to not do it. And then you have men who would not steal if the system prevents him from stealing. You have a man who would not steal if the system prevents him from stealing. So his highest ideal is that authority outside of him, because the moment you remove the authority, he can do what he wills. But if it's like people who are good when people are watching. They're more. They're fine when.
Like everybody.
When the scrutiny. And the moment there is no scrutiny, they don't scrutinize themselves. You see that, so they let loose. I think that's exactly what has happened. So Lagos, and of course Nigerians listening everywhere else. If we don't fix this nation, we will perish. I am sorry. I don't have a fancier way to say it. It's the only way I want to say it. Is the only way it needs to be said. 99.3 Nigeria Info is Open Thought Tuesday. What's up?
Okay, this person says it's certain that the police forces were created to intimidate and brutalize even to themselves. What a shame. This person says, you would agree, Joyce, that the average Nigerian police officer is brutal and wicked. It is unfortunate, very unfortunate, that we are discussing their travail here. I mean, the pain they are going through after they have left active service. I believe they are reaping from the evil they've done during their years of active service.
But maybe not.
Maybe not all.
I'm sorry. I hate to sound like I could be justifying them. But maybe not. There was a time it was very embarrassing to be seen taking a bribe on I was born then in this same country where it was embarrassing for the police officer to be seen taking. He thought it was an insult. He thought it was a shameful act to be on the streets taking money from a citizen. So they would hide to do it.
Well, now it's normal.
Now
it's a norm.
So I feel
expected.
So I feel that there was something we didn't fix then that has gotten worse now. And so maybe it's not the singular problem of the men who make up the force. And that's why I think it's not their fight alone.
It's the talk.
Have I answered the question?
Yes,
then?
you have.
Yeah,
but the problem is, so what is up? What is above them? It's like they are not channeling. So now you see there's a protest. They are channeling that aggression on the other side, which is like the receiving people, the civilians, instead of them to be looking up. Up is where their problem is. And now they just decide to challenge up. Why now? Why did they do it since?
I feel that the Nigerian people are psychologically weak. The Nigerian people are psychologically broken, and I hate it. I so hate it because of all the problems that can emerge from that singular problem, to be psychologically broken. And if you understand what I'm saying, you must understand that you are better off dead than to allow any force outside of you to break you to that point, because what happens is you die before you die. It's like you lose yourself before you are lost. And if we wonder why our problems linger, is because what should be done when the problem is probably 2 inches big. It's like when you have an injury and it's really that small and you don't take care of it. You don't fix it as to prevent the further spreading or decaying of the injury, and you just let it fester. Then one day you had that small an injury. Another day you're losing the whole arm. You're losing the whole leg. God, you're losing your life. I'm not trying to support the Nigerian police. I'm saying that unfortunately, to be in the same system with them make us equal contributors to the failure or to the success of the Nigerian police force. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Good.
Good afternoon to you. Tell us your name. Speak up. Go ahead.
My name is Bless.
Good to have you.
I'm calling from Aja.
Good.
Yeah. Hey, to your guest there, Kemi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for being here.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Tell us your name. Go ahead, please.
This Eagles Eye.
The sunny side. Good afternoon to you, Nigeria Info.
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Thank you for being here. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
This market woman. There is a parable in my side. It said, if somebody blind his eye because of his enemy, he will not see eyes to see his friends. All these things that are going on now, if I tell you what police have done to me, to my family, see, I cannot even hate somebody to the extent that things is going on like this, because if we rejoice for what have been going on since, we don't know the way the thing will come back to us, because they are the one they give all those things to. Why can't we look at it that this opportunity is also for us to speak out as a people. Can't we reason like that? Everything is all hate. When God wants to set some people free, not the way you like it is going to happen. No. It might happen in a different way. You don't know. Nigeria, you don't know. I used to say, as she will call those protests and want to join those police. Nigeria too will stand up and speak their own voice because they can't spray their own people and spray you and leave their own people because they are there. You don't want to speak. When are you going to speak? Everything hate. The people that is doing you people, they are relaxing. You don't know. There are one set of people like that have turned this country upside down. You are facing the police. They do this, they do that. Is it an opportunity for you as a human being for you to speak? Say, God has made this thing to happen this time of a time. Remove your hatred, please.
The Sunny Side Nigeria Info is Open Thought Tuesday.
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Afternoon to you. Thank you.
My name is Mazuda.
Good to have you.
Joyce, if you were a thinker, you will know that Nigeria police don't have any problem. Now, Nigerian people have the problem. Because almost 95% of the people, the leaders of the country, both both local, all of them are dirty. So what Nigerians should do or start planning is how to change it to the clean people. If you change it to the clean people, then all this problem will go away. The merit will be at the front. As it is now, no merit doesn't take position in Nigeria. So how do you want things to work? How it will work that the masses will come together, then make sure that they have to pick up the people that have something to do, the good things to do for the country. That's the only way. Police not get any problem. Now the problem is how the leaders be. So I don't see any problem in police. I know them, I play with them, there's no problem. Problem is the leaders are dirty. And if you are dirty, how can you pick a clean person to work with you? Now, in merit, is very big.
You'll read it in a moment.
Sorry?
Thank you.
Hello?
I'm with you. Yeah, I heard
All
that.
right.
Thank you so much for calling.
No problem. Thank
All right,
you.
great.
Yeah.
So, Kemi was trying to highlight something.
Okay, so I was saying the IGP's remark when he says there are a number of things that we have done, steps that I have been taking, details of which I would not like to disclose with the press presently. But I just want to assure you that we empathize with you and we are not just folding our arms. We're doing a lot to ensure that something is done. Then he says, don't allow the enemies of the police to use you. Be suspicious of those who pretend to be on your side. They may not mean well for you. Who is those?
You say you can pacify the weak. I told you that. Well, let me say it more explicitly. You can pacify the weak. You can sell hope to a man whom you know doesn't have much to fall back on, not even his own will. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The enemies. So, number one, who are the enemies of the police?
Well, maybe the police officer certainly most likely doesn't even know. And then again...
if you are saying enemy, because right now you are saying we as civilians should actually join our voices and help them push this thing and whatnot. People are saying, oh, we actually tried to help them twice. Didn't you remember? They came and they tear gassed us, bullied us, did this, did that. And now, quote and unquote, enemies of the police, which means the police force actually has enemies. So who is the enemies now? Who are referring to? Civilians or the people up? Or politicians?
It's a psychological card.
Muggles or social activists.
It's a psychological card. You can pacify a man who doesn't have his will to support his courage. It's a psychological card. You can.
Sounds like a very.
It's a way to. Let me tell you. So growing up, I used to hear that the Nigerian culture used to silence the woman. And as I grew up, I realized that a culture that tolerated the silencing of the woman would themselves be silenced. I can end the show now. If you tolerate it, then it would happen to you, because what happens psychologically is what you tolerate stays. So if it doesn't take the form of a direct silencing, like, hey, shut up, it'll come in another way. It's there. You have permitted it. So that's why what you don't tolerate doesn't take any other form. If you see something and you oppose it, you wouldn't take it when it presents itself in a 4-year to a 5-year-old oppression, in a bully in the class versus the silent kid on the block type situation, in a poor man versus weak man type oppression, in a I am from this majority clan, you are from that minority. The moment you don't tolerate it, you can see it when it presents itself in every other dimension. The moment you tolerate it, you will not see it when it happens to you, and when it happens to you, because you had tolerated it, you will be weak to it because you never fought it.
Okay, so we're saying that the MPF has tolerated this for a long time now, and now it's like it has come to stay and it has resided with them. And
I have
now
left you to use your tongue to count your teeth.
Okay.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Hello, good afternoon.
Thank you for being here. It's Open Thought Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm making a do from.
Hello? Sorry I lost you. I just sincerely do apologize. Make it back. WhatsApp caller. Thank you so much for being on Nigeria Info.
Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Speak up for us. Tell us your name. You can go ahead.
My name is Christopher.
Welcome, Chris.
I don't understand why people are so. Let me use the right. Let me say heartless, right? The thing is this: the Nigerian police, they are part of us. They are like our brothers and sisters, you know. And when a child is born into chaos, it doesn't know anything else except chaos. I heard this morning when Uncle Jimmy was saying the police even went on strike as long as I think it was around 1980 something that they went on strike. That means they've been fighting for this thing for a long time. You understand? But like you rightly said right now, the upper echelon, there are some people at the top. We need to start asking questions. Who are the people holding that money? If the federal government pays this money out, is it that they are not paying it downwards to these people, the food workers? You know, like, who is responsible? Ask this question. Who is responsible? Let us go to that person's office. Come out, bring out that money. You know, this is when you have to use, we need to use, how will I call it? Like, I won't say force, but kind of like a tactical thing to use. Because look, the new generation of police, they were born in chaos. When I mean they're born in chaos, they don't know anything except corruption. There was a time when Nigerian police had dignity. There was a time when Nigerian police are respected. But as far back as 1980, 19-something, everything just changed. We need to go back to the people responsible. Yes, the state is responsible, but who is that person in charge of that money? Why are they not
being paid? It's a phantom.
You understand? The government has weaponized poverty to the point that the police, if you can't eat, of course, we resort to different types of things. You understand? So I wouldn't blame the Nigerian police totally. You understand? Even, I mean, they have to follow the law. They are like torn. They have to follow the law, the rule, and at the same time, they have to eat. So which one will they do? So they are kind of torn. So we need to ask that question: who is in charge of those money? That money, who is in charge of it? Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling. 99.3 Nigeria. Kemi, WhatsApp callers, I beg you. Thank you.
All right, let's do WhatsApp then. So this person says, Nigerian police doesn't deserve big salary. The more salary you give them, the more arrogant, disrespectful, and extortional they will become. This person says, hey Joyce, I would never have pity on any police officer because they are evil. Their heart is as dark as their uniforms. Okay. Those people have sent many innocent people to prison and their deaths. They implicated me and forced me to pay over 200k under duress to free myself. I hate them for life. If any member of my family joins the Nigerian police force, I will disown them. That's how I hate them with passion. This person says, good afternoon, Joyce. There is nothing more baseless than the protest of the retired policemen. So already hypocritically mobilized for the same agency that has repeatedly been used against non-violent protesters in this nation who are protesting for the betterment of all and sundry. I watched on a clip how the active policemen stopped their retired colleagues from airing and venting their frustration. Will a better remuneration stop extortion and bribery in the police force? Karma does not respect anybody. This person says, good afternoon, Joyce. How come the retired police officers are not as gallantry to their superior as they do to unarmed civilians? I wonder. This person says, when on uniform, they enjoy free rides, free drink, free gifts, free even bribery. They do not know what the average civilians are going through. The reality has now dawned on them. Please, they should stop disturbing us.
Yeah, but you're in the society. So that's the thing. Can you not see that that this system has created a problem for you? That's my point. And so, when they say that this is the Nigerian way, have you heard that before? Like, this is how we do it. Yeah, it is because we have tolerated it from the first person, nothing changed. We took it from the second person, nothing changed. The third person, nothing changed. The fourth person, so we have become...
The IGP actually said it.
So what?
So he said the agitation to exit the CPS has been on since 2014, 11 years ago. All previous IGs have tried their best to remove the police from the CPS, but exiting it is beyond the power of any Inspector General of Police. There are lots of things that are involved, but what we are interested in is ensuring that our retired officers live a good life after serving the country for 35 years. That is what we want. Anybody that is still in service, just know that the cane that used to beat Yawo, Yale, is the one that they will still use and come and do what? Beat Yawo. So continue.
So I think Open Thought Tuesday. Welcome to Nigeria Info. Good to have you.
Yes, so Joyce, you have said everything. The problem we are having is not only within the police alone. Even within the army, we hear that they are underpaid. Situations where they said they accuse some army officers of collaborating with terrorists. We often hear it in the news. Now, the problem is just like you have said. Problem is not only police issues. We can say that police are corrupt, police are this, police are that. Is it not happening to we? Is it not happening? Hello?
I'm with you. Go ahead.
Me?
I'm losing you. Are you here?
Hello?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello?
Okay, I think maybe you need to call me back. Can you hear me? Okay, so make it back. The sunny side. Welcome to the show.
Yes, good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Tell us your name. Go ahead real quick.
Yes, Francis from here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Joyce, sincerely speaking, listening to some of the callers this afternoon, my heart really melted. Look, when you talk about Nigerian police, they are Nigerians. And they deserve better. Now, for the retired one protesting, they're protesting for their right. Look, as a Nigerian citizen, we deserve better. That's the honest truth. I think now is the right time for Nigerians to galvanize themselves, rally around the retired police people, go on the street. Then we achieve a better system. Look, it's the system at the reach against Nigerian people. Hello, Joyce?
Mm-hmm. I'm with you. Go ahead.
The system has been completely rigged against us. They set the system in a way that never favored the people. Rather, it favored the elite and those ones in position. So, the truth is that everything has been bastardized. I remember those days, just like as you rightly said, police were ashamed to collect bribes. One of the experience I had in a bus one day, a bus driver just take his hand out, tried to bribe a policeman. The policeman had to discharge the entire passenger and took the bus to police station. So why should you give me bribe? I will never forget. But in my bad experience in 2017, one of the police stations tortured me when I lost my brother in Lagos State. They tortured me just to give me a letter of clearance to go and get the dead body at the mortuary. They stressed hell out of me. Not until I take the matter to State CID. The moment I got there, I met a very honorable policeman. He just gave me the letter, and I went there and picked up the dead body and took it home. You understand? So there are bad policemen out there. But in the history of police, the police system has been set to brutalize people of Nigeria. So Nigerians don't have police. We don't have our people police. And that's why we are agitating for state police. But the system we have now doesn't permit us to have a state police. So I think we really need a reset in Nigeria. That's all I can say this afternoon. Good afternoon, Joyce.
Thank you very much for calling Nigeria Info. You're on the sunny side. It's Open Thought Tuesday. The sunny side, good afternoon to you, Nigeria Info. It's Open Thought Tuesday. I'm sorry, you're going to have to speak up. You sound like you're on Mars. We're on Earth. I hope you can come here with the speed of light. Hello, welcome to the show. How are you?
Yes, good afternoon, Joyce.
Good afternoon. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Yes, okay. You have someone on the line.
Go ahead.
You see, my own case regarding this police welfare of a thing is that I think there's a fundamental problem here, right? And again, until these police officers as a whole, until there is a revolution, within their ranks, until they change their own mental perception and perspective, to the way they are living right now. I think nobody will come from outside and change them. Here is the thing. You remember the baseline of NSAS that time. These were one of the things. I think about 2 or 3 of the points I lettered there were majorly because of the police. And what do we come out of it? Fine, politicized, tribalized, and everything. People were butchered and killed, right? Sent by who? These same police officers that people were fighting for. I saw Dore yesterday also leading one of the protests, in support or in solidarity with all these officers. It's the same Dore that about a month ago that was having issue, with IG, blah, blah, and all that they were, maltreating and here and there. No, if we, all of us, like somebody said, if all of us get onto the road, these guys will still be the one that will come and chase us off the road. Why? Because of, a kind of systemic, how do I call it now? Hello?
Yeah, it's a psychological.
Because of the systemic slavery network that they have put upon them. Nobody, I myself, I have police officers as friends, as even a family, so to say, you understand. But I pity them. I pity the institutionality. I pity their standard of living. I pity their welfare. I was in the street sometimes.
WhatsApp? Okay. Thank you so much for calling. We're going to quickly go to WhatsApp.
This person says, hi Joyce, the market woman has said it all. All this is opportunity for Nigerians to rise and stand up for their rights, according to Bob Marley. This person says, the Nigerian police acts as if they're aliens from another country. They actually see themselves differently from the rest of the citizens. I believe the orientation they have is to see their fellow Nigerian as their enemy. The only way for us to get a better police force is to decentralize the system. The system is decentralized. There will be competition between the states to improve their state policing. This is the first step to a better police community. Okay,
all right.
Let's see time. This person says, hi Joyce, I agree with your analysis of not having any personal or state scrutiny leads to lawlessness in a system. I think that our police are largely reaping what they've sown. Many of them have no conscience and maybe also very low IQ, because how do you allow yourself to be used to oppress others for peanuts or whatever they're paid? I agree that there is weakness in the people, but also primordial sentiments like tribalism and religion are also dividing us. Nigerians have also...
Okay,
yeah,
hold on a second. We're going to go off on a break. We're going to come back. I want to tell you one stupid thing that we're still clinging to as a people. Utterly stupid.
Grab your sunglasses, beachwear, sunscreen, and head over to Ziba Beach Resort, where there is a spot with your name on it just for you and your loved ones. To book your holiday spot, visit zibabeachresort.com or call 0704-730-0013. Ziba Beach Resort, Lagos. A beachside Christmas awaits you.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. A few more minutes and then we touch down 2 p.m. I would love for Kemi to finish her thought and I'll share something.
Okay, so this person says, I agree that there's weakness in the people, but also primordial sentiments like tribalism and religion are also dividing us. Nigerians also have an issue with unity or thinking about the collective. We're too individualistic. The Oyinbos think systematically, and that's why they ensure that their laws work. Not because they are holier than us, but because they know that everything can be affected by one defective part. We do not think like that, and we are very short-sighted.
Okay, so the stupid thing that I think I still find in our language, in our psyche, and I find it in language, and I think it's because it's still in the table of the hearts of men. That's also why it comes out on the tongue. Is this thing about ethnic? What's that thing you just read there?
Tribalism and religion.
Yeah.
Sentiments about
Okay,
it.
so I want to quickly share some thing with you, and I wanted to look at it as look at it from a logical argument as against a religious. So I'm not even sure why I read it. I swear to God, I don't even know why I read it because I wasn't even trying to read something. But recently, like probably a few days ago, I was reading the story about the Samaritan, and for maybe the first time, I read it slowly. You know how it is where you look at something, you've
been seeing it.
No,
Really
you're looking at something. You've been seeing it, but you're not seeing it, and then suddenly you look at something,
really
and then you see something.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So I want to go to the part where a man was on his way to Jericho, was bitten, and was left for dead. Right, he was left to die, and a priest passed him and ignored him. For the first time, I saw a priest pass. Now you know that when a person is social culturally, you expect a priest to be compassionate. So apparently the story emerges from, I think it was Jesus teaching or something, and someone said, "Who is my neighbor?" So the man asked Jesus, "Who's my neighbor?" So this was what Jesus responded and said, well, a priest passed, a Levite passed, without helping the man who had been robbed, bitten, and left to die. And then a Samaritan passed, a man who was journeying and decided to stop, bind him up, give first aid, take him to an inn, treated him, and left money to the innkeeper and said, treat him. I will go on my journey on my way back. Whatever you spend, I will return to you. So I want to bring it to this thing that's this stupidity. If you were robbed and you were left to die, would you want someone from your village to help you?
Anybody.
So at this point, at least it's a critical stage for you. Yeah. So your brother becomes anybody who helps you. So it means that in our day-to-day living, our brother has been the man who didn't cheat us, the man who didn't steal from your brother has stolen from your mother's son has stolen from you. Yeah. We've seen sons kill their fathers. We've seen mothers disown their daughters. We've seen pregnant women abandon their own children. So your brother or your neighbor becomes the person who is kind to you, who is fair in judgment and measure, who would not do to you what you will not do to him, who would not rob you or commit you to danger. So every time we say this thing, are we saying that there's nothing about sensibility that we have to, by this time of our collective unity as human beings and as a nation, have attained to the judgment where we dispose of ethnic divide? Like I hear it every time. There are Igbo people who are criminals. Is he my brother? No.
There are Yoruba people who
if he's going to rob from me, what makes him a brother? There are Yoruba people who would not rob from me. Is he my brother? Yes. If I find more comfort in a Hausa person than in an Igbo person, I'm choosing my mother's children at this point. So it's stupid. It is blind. It's ignorant. It is. You are the reason why it would be easier to deal with a demon than to deal with you, because you're not only weak, you become a danger to yourself and to the environment we have found you in. It's 2 p.m. on the clock. The headlines is next. My name's Joyce.
It's 2 o'clock. The headline news on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Lagos, here are some of the headlines we are tracking at this time. Suspended Senator Natasha defies Senate, storms National Assembly. Federal government advances national single window to boost trade, curb leakages. IGP meets protesters as retired officers shut down police headquarters. And NCDC boss warns Nigerians over new health threat. Nigeria's economy grows 3.13% in Q1 2025, and federal government reaffirms plan for national single window to boost trade. Nigerian National Petroleum Company remits 6.96 trillion naira to Federation account, and federal government pushes CNG drive as training wraps up in Kano. PDP shrugs off Atiku's exit, says party growing stronger. PDP plans to hold crucial NEC meeting Wednesday in Abuja. And APC hits back, says Nigerians still support Tinubu. Violence erupts in Alabarago as Agbero's clash with Monarch's supporters. And report shows that building collapses and fires claimed lives of 62 people in Lagos in the first half of 2025. And Civil Defense Board reopens 2025 recruitment portal after system crash. Northern elders urge federal government to act fast on looming flood threat. Enugu Ondo Plateau move to cut electricity tariffs. Nigeria South Africa clash in WAFCON semi-final showdown. And on the foreign scene, WHO says Israeli strikes hit Gaza staff shelter warehouse. And also UN warns Gaza on brink of collapse as UK condemns crisis. And finally, Doha bids to host 2036 Olympics and Paralympics. And that's all for the headline news. If you have a news report you want us to cover, call us on 014657175. That is 014657175. I am Buluwati Fair. Jagade the Sunny Side with Joyce continues.
If news is your quest, or gist your request,
yeah,
well, somewhere over your rainbows.
Over your rainbow!
Is the sunny side.
They better know it!
With Joyce.
Let's talk.
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
Should we talk about Natasha? You know, Natasha is just showing everybody. It's like she's here for all of us collectively. For those who are for and those who are against. Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, she's here on our last nerves to string a melody. Good God. So we need people like this. Just, out of script actors. People who just improvise, just come and shuffle, stress everybody. Spectators, participants, lead actors. So wait, I'm going to look for a very juicy angle. This is something this sort of, I don't think it's, this sort of metal, this sort of grit, this sort of fire, something that's more ascribed to the male character, to masculinity. It's more, you see it with, if this was a man, you probably wouldn't bother. If this was like a Wiki, yeah, you like, yeah, second nature. You'd be like, yeah, we need more women like this, out of script. Here for the kill, shooting from the hip. Just warrior, we need a shake up on this block. Huh? Because we're sick of these movie scripts. So, she's been in the news. I hear she was supposed to resume office, I think today. And she said she would by the grace of God. I hear that they blocked her and she has blocked them. So I don't know where this story is going, but I think what she's showing us that fighting is part of resistance is it's a requirement. And so maybe what you have to do is you stand on the side of good and you resist evil. There's nothing moral in docility or silence, or there's nothing noble to be taken down by there's nothing there. It's if you're sure what you are, if you have truth on your side, then when you stand, the earth underneath your feet would move. Like it's really good to see that. All right, good. So I was thinking of running through a few more messages and then we'll just wrap this up because we have to go to our divorce series.
Okay.
Back in the day, Natasha would be the one they tell, no man will marry you. Isn't that what you do? You don't like, you don't like people. You don't like women. No, you don't like women like that. They would have told her, no man will marry you. You have to
calm down.
Yeah, when
be coming down.
Yeah, when they tell you, say okay. You say yes. Yourself. When they think for you, you agree. When they speak for you, you stay silent. When they bury you, you rest in peace. That's what you do, isn't it? A few more messages and then we go to our divorce series.
Okay. This person says, good afternoon, Joyce. You're so outspoken. I love to see you one day in the Senate like Natasha.
Oh, someone said that?
Yeah. I was looking forward to reading it.
What did it
says? It says, I love to see you one day in the Senate like Natasha. I so much believe in you. As for the Nigerian police, let's give them our support. They are our brothers and sisters. Let's stop the criticism.
Wait, I believe in myself. And I don't know, I hope you don't believe in me more than you believe in yourself. Now that's 1, 2. No. To go to the Senate and
shake them.
No. I'm
to the shaking date.
No. It would not be good for me. Yeah, it would not be good for me.
Like your state of health?
No. My truth is worth my life.
Okay.
So I may not be able to tolerate it being modulated. And I feel, and I believe in a fight. I believe in conflict. I believe in a just conflict. So I will extend myself to violence if necessary.
Ooh,
yeah. So you see, I know myself. So I'll leave it for you people. I can manage.
Violence, take it by force.
I can manage and sit here and say yes. That the news said. I'll try. I'll sit it out. I'll just stay outside, and try not to. I just
don't want to put your hand in the chaos. Just a
no. It's not for. What do you mean? Put your hand where?
Like in the whole chaos, what they are doing there.
Yeah, but
that they are just calling shots and this and then.
Yeah, but I don't have.
This is wrong. This is right. This
I don't
is
have the
right,
tolerance. I don't have the tolerance. That's why it's also good for you to know yourself. So someone can offer you something and you do not, because of the benefit, go and say yes. You see that. So I know myself. I would not be able to. And so it's better for me. How did Paul say it? He said, rather than take your brother to police station or something. So no. Rather than fight with your brother, suffer loss. I'm fighting. Paul is not speaking for me. I'm just saying. So no, I don't want to be in the Senate. I don't want to be in political office. And I'm a strong man here. I don't need, that's the thing. You see, I don't know what you think power is. I'm a strong man here. Yeah. I'm a strong man whether I'm on radio or I'm not. Right. And I want you to see yourself as a being who has been given majesty. That you're a strong man whether you are in Senate, whether you are not, whether you're in political office, whether you're not, whether you have title or not. That what strength is what we root on the truth. That's what it is. It's a man anchored to the truth is a strong man. Now, you may need some kind of state authority to implement, to move, to arrest. You see, you may hear. But even outside of that, you're still a strong man. So as much as you believe in me, I want you to believe in yourself. And you have to know yourself. This once you guys sit down there and you measure the evil, we'll be... Okay, I'm staying outside.
All right. She decided to stay outside. This person says, Joyce, believe me, the problem is never the police, but the governance and the people. Please play Play what? Oh,
Wait,
play Mr. President by African China and then listen to the lyrics very well. You will see the problem there. The problem is the entire system. Just try and play only the chorus for 1 minute.
Someone is saying that, Joyce, you don't want to go to the Senate, but you will ask us to go and fight.
Who says she didn't say she's not going to
fight. What sort of Olodo are you?
Just said she's
what's
not
your
fighting
name?
in the Senate.
Abiola, you're an Olodo.
Hey, wait.
Where's your dad? I'm reporting you to your dad.
Okay.
You're an Olodo. Because what has my stance got to do with your comment? You're an Olodo.
Okay. This person says, Joyce, you can now see how divisive those in government are. Right from the man that has appointed them, they are afraid of even their own shadows, since they snatched and grabbed and ran away with power we Nigerians didn't give them. The likes of Showore that were in the streets yesterday are the enemies of the police. This person says, the police you have now is a reflection of the society that we have now. Our societal values are down, low, and rotten. Do you think that most recruits pay up to 700,000 naira to... Oh, do you know that most recruits pay up to 700,000 naira to get into the police force now? Most people criticizing the police now do not know what exactly is the rot in the police system. The last strike of the police was in 2002, which brought in Tafawa Balogun.
I think it's necessary that we know what the truth is, as against deny it or be ignorant to it. I think we need to know what the truth is and decide when we are ready to collectively act on it. Because I don't want us to assume that the problem is their problem, and maybe that's what has been established today on the show. The problem is not their problem.
Okay.
It's their problem if you can buy a ticket, buy a passport of another country and say you're leaving. So you become the responsibility of the state or the country where you are going to. As long as you remain here, unfortunately,
it's our problem.
It now has become a collective problem.
Okay, so one thing I would like to point out before this wraps up. Is it a collective problem in the Nigerian police force? Because from what I see division. That's all I see. I see straight up division, because there is the people still in active service and there are those who are protesting retired. So there's always been that division. I think if they actually want a change, both parties should join hands together and fight this thing head on. Since you said 11 years ago they've been trying to fight, is it they or one side and the other side is like, oh yeah, and then the other side now joins this other side? And it's,
I don't
think it's a joint.
So in psychology,
in divided against itself cannot stand.
In psychology, there's something called double speak. So you can use language to modulate emotions, to manage reaction. So that's exactly what I will call this. Just is double speak.
So they've been double speaking for
double speak. No,
it's for 11 years.
No, you say one thing this way and then you say with the same mouth that way. Your speech is a coin. It has two sides. It's the same as a one person. Yeah. So and I feel that you use that to manage emotion. It's also like in psychology what the media can do to collective consciousness. The media can shape narrative. The media shapes narrative. So for example, the government can use you to shape a narrative.
Yeah.
The government can support you to support an agenda.
An agenda, yes, to promote an agenda, yeah.
So with that, that's one tool. And then the other tool is that you can use language to separate people, for example. That's obvious, right?
Yeah.
And so I think what you may be highlighting here when you say that there is a division. Oh, absolutely.
I'm hearing a lot
I
of
even feel the reason for
we
and them, exactly.
Them, and I'm like, even in the force, that is happening. So if they're not coming together there, how we outside, that's the civilians now, supposed to join them? Because if you are joining only one part.
Well, the only way to if you want control, then divide and conquer is a card you play. So it's for the people to know. It's like when the people complain about ethnic divide, it's a psychological card that you place. You divide them. So instead for them to be 100-man force, they are 30, 20,
60, 40.
The indifferent people. So they're not as strong as they would have been
if they were together.
If they were all together.
Okay.
15 minutes past 2 p.m.
Good
off
luck
on the
to
break.
them.
The sunny side is Open Thought Tuesday.
Quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens.